Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing good. So today in this video we are going to revise unit number 3 of English, that is the artist. So what we have studied in this unit is that there is a boy who is afraid of the art classes. And why is he afraid? Because he is colorblind and he is afraid that his secret would be revealed and everyone would get to know that he is a colorblind person. He also says that there are artists in his class like Nat and Dexter who can draw beautiful sketches and churns out beautiful and fantastic landscapes. There is another artist who is Suzanne who had already won a consolation prize in the inter-school drawing competition. So that is why he is afraid. In his school there is innovative approach and so many mountaineers and doctors and experimentalists and environmentalist people, they used to come to his school. So what happens on 29th of May 2012 is there came an art expert to his school. He was a nice guy and his voice was lovely. He was smart and intelligent and he was wearing a rimless spectacles with flopping hair over his spectacles. So and he was already opposite of what he had expected. He thought that he would be a very aged guy and he would be very old and he would be strict, but he was not like that. He was exactly opposite of what he thought. So when he gave a brief introduction of himself, after that he started asking the students to draw whatever they want or do whatever they want to do on the canvases. So all the students started making drawings and sketches and painting on the canvas. But the author got so nervous and he got so worried that everyone would get to know his secret when he would start drawing, because he would not be able to differentiate between the colors and every color would be seen to him as black or white, as he was a colorblind person. So when he saw that the art expert was coming towards him, he started grabbing up the paint and brushes and whatever paint tube he could hand on. He started throwing strokes on the canvas. So in the end, when he was done with his painting. And when the art expert saw that, he just said, marvelous, you have the instinct. It means he was saying that he tried to say that you have that ability to draw like an artist. But it was just a luck for him, or whether he was really an artist. It is still a confusion for him at the end. But he passed that art class, and now he is again worried that what would happen in the next class and how long would I have to do the same thing to pass in every class. After that, we have done the words meanings and what sentences were your homework regarding these words and the words meanings that are given over here on your screen. They were already given to you and you have already done these in your notebooks. So these were some of the words meaning that are already done, and sentences were your homework. Next, we have done the exercise of this unit. First, we have the circle the correct option. What approach did the author school follow? That was innovative approach. Then who did not have any artistic skills? The author. Then what does drive me to despair mean? Drive me to despair means to feel extremely discouraged. Why was the art expert invited to the author's school? He was invited to give a talk and comment on the students' work. Then, who was the author's greatest? What was the author's greatest fear? His secret would be revealed. That was the greatest fear of the author. After that, we have the other exercises like exercise C and D on this page 35. Take the words that match the art expert's personality. Now he was nice, he was energetic, then he was friendly and smart. After that, match the character traits of the author with what he did or how he felt. Now there are some words and there are some statements you need to match them according to the. In these words, the first word is pessimistic, which means a person who continuously thinks negative. Then there's second word foolish, a foolish who is a silly person. Then shrewd is a person who can handle things very intelligently, and he's having an excellent intelligence. Impulsive, then the next word is impulsive means a person who is very impatient. Then observant, a person who observes the things and have noticed them. You need to match them with the correct statement. After that, we have the next exercise, that is about the homographs. What are the homographs? Homographs are those words which have the same spelling but they have different meanings and different pronunciation. There are some examples like minute and minute. Minute means minor and small, and minute means the 60 seconds, the time. So I am sure the tailor can fix the minute hole in my skirt means the minor or the small little hole. Then 60 seconds make a minute, that is about the time. Then the Japanese always bow when they greet one another. Bow means when you lower your head and you greet each other. The second one is the hunter uses a bow and arrows to shoot game. Now this is the another type of bow, but the spellings are same and pronunciation is same over here, but the meaning is different. So there is an exercise where there are 4 words given to you. You need to write another homograph for it. One is already written, you need to write another. I have written some of the homographs according to me. If you have already written some other homographs that are different from the mentioned ones, then that is also correct. I have written down tear. One meaning is rip, and another one is teardrop. Then object means a thing, and it also means a matter. Then produce, things grown on a farm, and it also means cause to happen. And then row, it means disturbance, and it also means the order of something. Next we have past continuous tense on this page. Past continuous tense is that tense in which we talk about the time that is already past, in like you can say yesterday, or the last week, last month, last year, or any time that has already passed away, that has already gone. Talk about that time, that would be called as past. And if it was continued time during that moment, it was not completed, that would be called as continuous. So past continuous tense have the helping verb as was and were. Was is used for the singulars and were is used for the plural. And then we have the first form of verb with ing. So this makes the past continuous tense. The some of the examples are: I was dabbing paint all over the canvas when I heard the applause. The students were exercising when the fire alarm rang. Next we have the complex sentences. Now what is a complex sentence? A complex sentence is made up of, basically you can say, 2 sentences or 2 clauses. What is a clause? A clause is a group of words that has a verb in it and it can give the meaning on its own. Now complex sentence is made up of 2 parts. One is the main clause, second is the dependent clause. Dependent clause is that clause that depends upon the main clause and it cannot provide any meaning if it is written alone. So and one more thing is, dependent clause always starts with a connector. What is a connector? A connector is that word that connects 2 phrases, 2 clauses, or 2 sentences, or 2 words together. So dependent clause always starts with a connector, like whenever, although, because, even, when, whenever, etc. So and whenever in a complex sentence, main clause comes at first and dependent clause comes at the second. But if the dependent clause that starts from a connector comes at the first, then we always put a comma after it. The examples are: whenever grandma visits. Now this sentence starts from the whenever word. Now this is a dependent clause and after that we put a comma. Whenever grandma visits, then the main clause: the children want her to make a pizza. Now whenever grandma visits, this phrase, this clause cannot give us a complete meaning unless it is joined with the main clause, that is, the children want her to make a pizza.